Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to go through the Forex market wrap. We're going to take a look at the major currency pairs, how they've performed this week and what we could expect to see going into next week. So the dollar index continued the sell-off. It's bouncing back slightly today as we expected, but the market continued to move to the downside after breaking out of this low through here. And now we're looking for a little bit of a pullback. So what we identified at the start of the week was that the fact that the price, when it broke out of this range, were we going to get that pullback and then the continuation of the dollar weakness? But instead the dollar weakness just continued for us. Obviously it's a Friday, so typically the markets do reverse slightly on a Friday. So I'm expecting the market now next week to potentially retrace back higher. Whether we get back and retest the zone, we don't know, but what I'm looking for potentially going into next week is if the market closes like this on the dollar index, we could get a little bit of a retracement to the impulse move that we're seeing at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that dollar strength just come back in for next week. That's going for the same with Euro US dollar. Obviously we broke out of this range and it just continued to move to the upside, and we've continued up and we've retested that 113 area that we discussed in a previous video. So the key levels have really been hit here on euro. So seeing that daily bearish candlestick does suggest that we are going to see a little bit of a pullback on Euro US dollar as well. Again, we don't know how deep the retracement is going to be. All we can do is mark up some key zones. So around about 112 is a level of interest. We can see that the market has reacted in this area recently before. So if the market comes back down into this 112, we could see a continuation of that dollar weakness back up into these previous structure highs on Euro US dollar, but definitely expecting a little bit of a pullback in this market next week. Pound US dollars continued and has broken through into fresh highs after breaking out around about that 1.2650. That looks to me like the price is going to continue to the upside. The next bigger level isn't too far away though. It's around about that 128 where the market has recently found some resistance before and some support. So looking for price to potentially bounce back up into that 128 level on pound, showing us that pound is facing that reversal that the strength and weakness table is highlighting as well. So the likes of your pound Aussie are going to be good to watch, and potentially your pound Kiwis as well. So really looking for some reversal here. Pound Swiss also looks pretty good as prices break into the upside. So that's really down to, if we go take a look at the dollar Swiss, this false breakout on the daily range. So the dollar Swiss franc wasn't really on our radar, but what we did highlight was this range, and what we were looking for was for price to either bounce or break from the range, and we were looking for the potential of this 4-hour trend to change cycle. It didn't. It gave us a false breakout. Instead the market moved lower to the downside. It's now rallying back up. So if the daily closes like this, I expect the Swiss franc sell-off to continue and push back up into these range highs. So this could be one to watch going into next week as well. If that's the case, then we could be seeing some Swiss franc selling off across the board against those stronger currencies such as the pound. Going into Aussie US dollar, price hit that 0.7 level and it started to reject. Let me just put the resistance level in. Just change the coordinates of that so we get it smack bang on 0.7. So it's hit that 0.7. It's starting to reject now. So are we going to start seeing that selling pressure come back into the Australian dollar, and where could it go to? So the previous sort of structure highs are sitting around about this 0.660, 670 area. So what I'm expecting to see out of the market is price to come and retest this zone. So again, going into next week, are we going to start seeing the market pull back into this level where it's found support and resistance in the past. So looking for Aussie US dollar to break down. We're starting to see those candlesticks close back within the daily candlestick ranges now. So if this market does close like this now, then I would expect a retracement to come from Aussie US dollar. Might not go down to 0.67, but it may come up a little bit higher as well. We've got a good level around about 0.68 as well. If I just pop that on, you can see looking left that there's some resistance here, and support through here as well. So a couple of different areas to highlight. If the market comes down into here, continues to break through, I'd expect to see that 0.67 level being hit next. Going into Kiwi, so Kiwi is pretty similar. The market is actually continuing and being a little bit stronger than the Australian dollar at the moment, and it's just continuing to push a little bit higher. It's in at the resistance zone currently. If we look left, you can see it's already retesting this sort of area. It's whether price is going to react at that point. Is it going to break or is it going to bounce? At the moment, the 4-hour trend is very much to the upside. It's quite a steep move, so I would be expecting a little bit of a reversal after usually seeing these steep moves. But again, we're going to have to just wait and see how price does react at this key resistance zone. Dollar CAD was an interesting pair because price was looked to be slowing down with this candlestick range in here. We look to place a buy order with the stop losses below the low, just in case we did see that reversal today. It hasn't followed through on dollar CAD. Again, stock markets have climbed, so the Canadian dollar has gained some value. So yeah, the market is just continuing to sell off. But now price has actually hit this area of support through here. So we could start seeing a little bit of buying opportunities coming back in on dollar CAD as well. Any kind of 4-hour changes in cycle, I'd expect to see a pullback into those recent swing lows through there on dollar CAD. So next week, really shaping up for a bit of a dollar reversal and some strength to come back in it, albeit being in the short term. But we'll look at that in the Forex market outlook on Monday. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.